Lots of stuff going on there. So what about those grads looking for work now? Joining me with crucial job-seeking advice is Christine Hassler. She's a life coach and author of the book 20-Something Manifesto. Quarter lifers speak out on who they are, what they want, and how to get it. Christine, welcome to the show. You know, I think a lot of kids out there, they look at the unemployment rate, 10.6% for graduates out there, and they say, there are no jobs out there. But that's not true, is it?
No, it's not true at all, and sometimes that can become an excuse not to be proactive. Like your earlier guest was saying, you can't just expect a job to show up just because you have a college degree. You have to be more creative, you have to be more engaged, you have to treat finding a job like your full-time job until you get one.
You know, I think a lot of students out there, they think that, wow, you know, here I have this fancy degree and I'm working with the College Services Placement Office and, you know, it's their job to lead me to a job. But you say, no, you have to have your own brand. Now, when you're 19 or 20 or 21, how do you establish a brand? That sounds hard.
Well, it's actually very easy to do online. I mean, 19 and 20-year-olds are actually better at establishing an online brand than some older people because they're so technologically savvy. Easy to start a WordPress site where you're posting things that relate to your degree or your area of interest. Be very careful with what you're putting out there because anything you Facebook, anything you tweet has data permanence.
Well,
so you don't want your brand to be... Exactly, because you don't want your brand to be at a party every night.
That's right, that's right. That's exactly what I was going to say. A lot of students have pictures up that they should never have put up. It's all about networking, as Jeff was saying, but you know, that's one of those phrases, it's almost meaningless these days. People use it and overuse it so much. When you say you have to hone your networking skills, what do you mean?
Be specific when you network with someone what exactly you're asking for. Don't just send somebody a resume and say, hey, nice to meet you at this event. If you hear of any jobs, let me know. Be specific. Say, this is the area I'm looking in. I would love informational interviews. If you know anyone that works in this field, I'd love to talk to them for 15 minutes, not to have them get me a job, but just to ask them for advice. That's a specific request that people know what to do with. Just exchanging business cards isn't enough. You have to follow through with something that you're asking for.
You say, one of the things you say, which I think is really good, you say be narrow and thorough. What does that mean?
Well, I see a lot of Gen Yers just throwing resumes out to any field. Like, they think that just submitting 10 resumes a day is going to get a job, and that's really not the way to do it. Narrow your search, focus on one area, and apply for jobs just in that so that you can establish deeper connections, you can become more educated on that field, you can share LinkedIn articles and articles that actually relate to what you're going after, rather than trying to be a jack of all trades, be a master of one.
Christine, one of your tips we debated in the office all day. Get rid of the resume.
Oh, great.
What? What? Get rid of the resume? Can you navigate the jobs market without a piece of paper in your hand?
Get rid of the traditional resume where it's just a bunch of bullet points. You want to make your resume a lot more thorough. Talk about things you've actually done, things that are measurable. And don't just think submitting a resume is enough. Make sure you make your cover letter specific to that job. Reference how you can be a unique candidate to that organization. Just a paper resume, everyone can do that. I'm actually seeing a lot of Gen Yers put a picture on their resume to help them stand out from other applicants.
You know, I think it's more high touch than high tech these days. You've got to convince people that you're a person, get to know them, have a relationship with them, then they're going to hire you. Thousands of resumes come in every single day. You've really got to stand out. Christine, thanks for coming on the show. Really nice to meet you, and I think your advice is just spot on.
Thanks, Jerry.